Thank you so much for watching and listening. Of course, I want you to subscribe. We have amazing content, and really the jokes alone are worth the price of admittance, kind of. So here's your joke. Let's get it over with. What can you serve but never eat? A volleyball. Okay, you're like, a little lame. Well, let's move into our series, Easter in the Middle. And we're continuing doing that kind of a little bit of a short series here because we're obviously in the throes of Holy Week with having the Palm Sunday just some days ago. And then we're right on the cusp of Good Friday. This is called technically Maundy Thursday. And then Easter Sunday, Resurrection. So I have a friend of mine, she always loved Good Friday. That was like her favorite holiday of the year. And I was like, I don't understand that. And she kind of walked me through her logic on it. And I could see it sort of with a little bit of a stretch, but here on this day is generally when we celebrate what's called Maundy Thursday. And it is Jesus' Last Supper with his closest followers, the disciples. And it's interesting to read what he did in John 13, verses 1 through 20. He sat down with his disciples, and this is where we get communion. On the last night that he was betrayed, he took the bread, broke it, take, eat, this is my body, this is the cup, So we know all those things, and those are, we can read about those in 1 Corinthians. Paul writes that, chapter 11. But I also want to point out that Jesus did something that was a little bit, again, unconventional. You think about Jesus coming into Palm Sunday and the celebration, right? Everybody parties. We talked about this last week. But then on the cusp of that, right on the heels of that same day, he goes into the temple and overturns it, right? Overturns the tables and the money changers, drives them out, all that stuff. Well, Jesus does, again, something unconventional. And this is at the Last Supper. And one of the things he does that's unconventional and not according to the script is he washes the disciples' feet. And I've always found this to be really fascinating. And you watch Peter's reaction with this. Peter's like, no, you can't wash my feet. And I don't know if you've ever done a foot washing. We used to do those, and I haven't done them for years, but it was always, it's really coaching the mental game. You're gonna take your shoes off, you're gonna take your socks off, and somebody's gonna touch your feet and wash them, and you think, ooh, they smell, when did I shower? So it's all those things. And then all the more with Jesus, when you think about it, they were walking in sandals on dirt roads, behind animals that had done various things along the road.
What do you mean by that?
So who knows what the feet looked like, smelled like, all the things, felt like. I mean, seriously. And granted, they had some foot washing because when you came into a home, they would wash your feet normally. But this was very much not according to script. Jesus, who was the master, their teacher, their leader, he humbles himself and washes their feet. And you can see Peter really struggle with this because he's like, Lord, you can't wash my feet. I should be washing your feet, which would be, many of us would have the same reaction. But Jesus says, no, you have to let me wash your feet. Otherwise you don't have any part with me. And then Peter's like, okay, well, then wash everything, because that's classic Peter. But the deal is, Jesus does these things that are not conventional, not what we anticipate or not what we think. He doesn't do according to the script. Jesus goes off the script and he demonstrates. And I love what he says. He says, if I, as your leader, as your master, your teacher among you, serve you in this way, then you also should serve each other. And by Jesus demonstrating what it means to serve, to humble himself, to take on the nature of a servant and wash the feet of his disciples individually. And if I was sitting in that room and he was washing my feet, if you were sitting in that room and he was washing your feet, and you had just had this really amazing meal, and he had just communicated and talked with you about what was going to happen and the things that were coming just right in the immediacy, and then he washes your feet. How humbling is that? And how powerful. What a powerful demonstration of what he wants us to do as well. And so when we think about Easter in the Middle, we think about Jesus and Good Friday, what he does to teach and coach and demonstrate, set an example for his followers. Then as a follower of Jesus, I get to do the same things. I get to serve. I get to look for opportunities to better reflect Jesus by serving, by washing the feet of those around us. So here's a question for you to answer. How did you experience Jesus when someone served you? Think about that for a little minute. And then just write that in the comments there. I'd love to read what you have to say and give me your feedback. That'd be fantastic. And of course, when you subscribe, you're going to hit the notification bell right here, because this will keep you posted when we put up new content. Thanks for watching, listening. We'll catch you next week.